Recording started.
I'm just recording it now, Julie.
Oh, thank you, Donna. She's way ahead of me. John, we do have apologies from Councillor Mullen. That's the only one I've got submitted.
So there's apologies from Mark Ferguson and Stevie Hicks. And I think Margaret McIntyre as well. So any other apologies? No? Okay, declarations of interest and sorry, I should have said good afternoon, everybody. Sorry, apologies. Declarations of interest and transparency. Councillor Gilmore.
Yes, can I just say that I'm a member of Unite, and it's really just for transparency. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor Hughes.
I'm a member of Unison, also just for transparency, so it's a connection, not a declaration of interest.
Thank you, Councillor. No more declarations. So the next item is development and health and safety. Stephen.
Thanks very much, Chair. The report comes in its same kind of standard format as always, which the board is used to seeing. Identifies some of the key activities it's taken over the period since the last JCB in April. A couple of things I'd like to bring to attention. The most recent policy we got through was administration of medication and medical treatments policy, and one of the key things in that is that it allows us to provide a more standardised approach to how we deal with medicines and medical treatments across the council, but also allows us to bring in a more bit of governance around the use of the likes of rescue medicines like EpiPens, and also introduce the use of naloxone for those who want to take part in sort of administrating that. So that allows us that level of governance over that. A couple of other areas I want to put in was that Scottish Fire and Rescue still continue to support us across the estate. There was two visits to the school estate for that, again following some small minor incidents. Nothing, no significant fires or nothing, but certainly when the fire brigade are called out, then they usually have an auditor coming after just to make sure all our controls and arrangements are in place, and there was no significant concerns raised by Scottish Fire and Rescue. There's been a lot of work done across with the health and safety team to work with the council's events team, and we've done an awful lot of work in the planning side for Renfrewshire Gala Day, which took place, which is the great parade in it. We've got Barshaw Day coming up, and obviously important in this one is Small Shot Day, which will come through, and we're also supporting, which is not in the report, but you'll be aware obviously that the work around about elections too. And one of the last things I just like to give you a bit more reassurance, Councillor Gilmore, when we spoke this morning at the Fires Board, at the Corporate Health and Safety Committee on the 6th of June, violence and aggression incidents across the whole council was discussed there with everything coming through, and we are setting up a violence incident review group across the council just to look at with all the members of different services, and also we'll be inviting the trade unions onto that. We want to look at to see ways which we can look what strategies we can implement to try and reduce or remove some of the violent incidents that are being presented to our staff. So happy to take any questions on that report.
Thank you, Stephen. Councillor Doig.
Stephen, it's just recently came to my notice about storage of electric bicycles and electric scooters may be controversial because of if they use the cheaper lithium batteries, it can be quite a fire threat. I'm wondering, are we looking to where we're storing them, in schools or bike sheds or anywhere throughout the buildings that we basically are organising?
Thanks for that question, Councillor Doig. Yes, we have at the moment a corporate fire working group which was instigated about 18 months ago when the changes to how Scottish Fire and Rescue would respond to call-outs. But as part of that working group, we recognise and do some horizon scanning in relation to what impacts of fire or fire safety across the council. One of those areas is in particular is battery storage and lithium batteries in particular, also to Renfrewshire House is the electric vehicles and the charging. But in relation to the point you're raising, yes, we have looked specifically at the types of chargers. We work very closely with our colleagues in Trading Standards to about getting information to the public about what they can buy. We've also worked very closely with Gary Harris in housing side of life. He looks after kind of statutory inspections and maintenance in that side of life, and we've got him to do a check through that. We actually found in one property, councillor, there was somebody was charging an electric scooter. There was a cable running out through the letterbox into communal area. So we were very quickly to get information to the tenants there and stop that practice. We're looking at a design for storage of how residents can, tenants of the high rise. But God, my teeth aren't working. I think Councillor Gilmore, I've got your teeth for this morning. We're looking at how we can put in installations in at work in our communal areas outside, where people can put the likes of electric scooters or mobility scooters that need to be charged. They can be stored in a storage locker that will then allow it to be away from the building. So there's a lot of work going on in the background, Councillor Doig, and I'm happy to share information or bring further information back to this report at the next JCB.
Thank you, Stephen. Any more questions for Stephen? No? So next report is grievances. Is that Ruth?
Yes, Chair, thank you. Item 2 is an update for the board providing an overview of current grievance cases across the services as at June 2024. And what we're reporting at this board is that there are currently 6 cases throughout the council, which is actually a reduction of 4 cases since the April board. So there's been a lot of effort put in to, bring these cases to a resolution. So we're currently sitting at 6 for the entire council. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions for Ruth on that? No? And the next item is item 3 is agency workers. Is that you, Ruth, again? So.
Yeah, I just kept my mic on in preparation. Thank you, Chair. Item 3 is an update for the board, providing an overview of agency workers that are currently being utilised across the services as at May 2024. And what the numbers show for this board is that we are currently sitting in total at 176 agency workers, which is a reduction since the April board of 76. So again, I know that the last board there was recognition that the numbers are coming down, and hopefully you'll be satisfied that the numbers are continuing to come down again. This report.
Okay.
Happy to take any questions.
Sorry, Ruth. Councillor Doig.
Ruth, obviously we're going to have changes with one of the care homes shutting down in the near future. With these people that are permanent staff at the care homes taken into areas where we're obviously using agency workers at the moment?
These are one of, as part of the kind of redeployment, that is something that would be looked at. Absolutely. I think I've said at some of the previous meetings, on a weekly basis, every single vacancy that we have goes to the vacancy management panel, but it comes first to HR and to our principal officers so that we can search it first to see if there's anything suitable for anybody that's on the redeployment list. And if there is, then we would stop the vacancy from going forward. So I can assure you that that's exactly what will happen in these cases.
Thank you. Councillor Nicholson.
Okay, thanks very much. Good to see some of the figures coming down, I would have to say, in terms of that. So that's what I want to say first. My other one's question is just in terms of clarity. So I'm looking at the one that says street lighting inspector. Current number of employees is 2. And the number of agency workers has continued at 3. What that doesn't tell me is how many are we meant to have. So what percentage for me? So are we meant to have 5, which is why we've got 3 additional agency workers? I'm not quite sure what the quota should really be.
Yeah. What that shows, Councillor Nicholson, is the number of people that are currently in the post. So you're right, it doesn't include vacancies. So that's what we can assume is if there's another 2 that we've had to bring in, it's because they're covering for other posts in the team.
So that looks like we've had over a number of months here, we've had 3 agency workers in street lighting because we usually have a quota of 5 people.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Councillor Gilmore.
Yeah, hi. I think it's probably Councillor Doyle's raised made quite a lot of issues quite clear. The social care assistant in the care homes, we're running at 64. Obviously, that number will come down as the care home closes and we get across. But do we still have an issue with retention of staff with our social care assistants in the care homes, or is that trending down as well? Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Gilmore. I think what we're seeing across the board is there seems to be a wee bit of stabilisation. If I talk from our perspective in HR, you know, we recently had well, about 2 years ago, had posts out for positions and was really struggling to get any applications. We've recently put one out, which is the first time in 2 years, and we've got over 25 applications. So I think we're starting to see a wee bit of stabilisation and a bit of stability around, you know, the turnover, which is all good news. So yeah, we're hoping that, and I think that's reflected in the number of agency workers that are being reduced in that area, that is the case, that there's less turnover and less requirement for these posts to be covered.
Great, Ruth. Thanks. Thank you, Chair. It's great to see people come into permanent jobs. I think
Absolutely.
that's what we're all kind of looking for, isn't it? Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And just to add to that, Councillor, certainly moving forward from the proposed closure and the mergers is going to be an increase in the number of social care worker posts at the higher grades. So we'll be looking to take social care assistants into those posts, and obviously so reduce the number of social care assistants, increase the number of social care workers, because they are taking on more complex staff. Just one more thing, and the thing I know it's a wee bit of a liberty of the chair, but we got the return on our ballot today from the care at home, so the grading. So the return we got today was accept 97% and 2.88% reject. So obviously we can go forward with that regrade, which will, I think, will reduce the number of agency staff required in care at home, because it makes the post obviously much more attractive financially, and also the other benefits that the council offers in terms of pension, holidays and so on, and training. And we'd be looking for this, I know Gordon probably agree with us, we'd be looking for this to be the starting point now where we move forward on tackling the other issues around things like accommodation for care at home workers, training, and the support that we give workers out, you know, like just looking out the window today on a day like this, what facilities do they have, you know, to shelter from the rain or to have a break or to meet each other. So that this would be a kind of starting point for us in terms of building that role and supporting that role. I mean, these workers did an incredible job through the pandemic, right through, and we're glad to see that they're now getting paid the appropriate grade. Raymond.
Thanks, John. Yeah, I just wanted to say very quickly to the board, that's to all members, that's Unison Unite and GMB now accepted the offer from the council. So now we can hopefully start moving to implement that new grading structure for the, you know, hundreds of workers there, and really just to put on record our thanks from HR to all the unions. I know it's been really difficult over the last few months, particularly for the workers as well, but just to put on record our thanks for working with us. It's not been easy. It's absolutely not been easy. So so thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Any other questions or comments? Okay, so just the final item is the, date of next meeting, which is the 19th of September 2024. So hope to see you a small short day, and if we don't see you, have a nice summer.
You too. Thanks.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, Chair.
Thanks, John.
See you tomorrow short day.
Thanks.